that everybody can learn first aid, fishing and cooking. Um, Everybody has to level first aid. Everybody, even if you can heal. See, this is shaman. The shaman can heal, but I have first aid, and it's pretty much maxed out as far as I can go. Um, Level first aid. If you don't level first aid, you're a noob. It's like the biggest noob stamp you can buy. It's like 30 years later, it'll still be on your lower behind. You'll be like, oh my god, I want this elf, but it's still there because it's a noob stamp. Um, Level first aid, unless you want to be a tramp. Unless you want to be that one person, always in the raid, that just never has a bandage. That'll be you. And what you need to know is you can have two other professions in addition to all three of those. Fishing and cooking, just save it for when you're 7 or 80, because then you'll have time to be like, hey, I'm really bored, let's go level fishing and cooking, and that's how you do it. But you can have two other professions, and there's 11 professions. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm just going to tell you something simple. I'm pretty much hyperactive over here. You can choose two professions. The easiest to level, and to level along with you while you're leveling, is herbalism and alchemy. Herbalism requires you to pick herbs, like flowers and stuff. So you have a bunch of flowers like fire bloom, and pretty much that's my only flower, but I can pick flowers. And alchemy. Alchemy makes potions, and everybody needs potions. You can use them while you're leveling, and they help you out. That's the easiest. It's also the most noob friendly because it's really easy to level all the way to 70 or you're 80 while you're doing your shit. Your other professions that you want to do if you want like cool stuff, cool items, doesn't really necessarily make you a lot of money, is if you're a cloth wearer, you want tailoring and enchanting. Why tailoring and enchanting? Well, because tailoring makes cloth stuff and enchanting makes you enchant stuff. They go together very well. If you're a leather wearer or male, like a hunter or a shaman or druid or rogue, you want skinning leatherworking because you can make cool stuff that's leather or mail, and you can also skin, which makes you a lot of money. And if you're a plate wearer, or if you want cool weapons, you level mining, blacksmithing. There's a bunch of other ones I didn't mention. That's because they're either really expensive to level, really hard to level, or just really annoying to level. And they're not very noob friendly. Let's just say I want to find my profession, and I'm going to do herbalism because I'm an herbalist. And like always on the mini-map, they give you the mini-map. It gives you a little flag and an arrow pointing to where you need to go. So you walk over to your trainer, and what happens is that every 75 points of skill, you have to pay for the next level of the training. Nope, wrong guy. And then you get different levels of the stuff. This is just the herbalist stuff. I'm going to try my herbalism. Cool. Totally an artisan herbalist. Totally cool. Totally cool. Totally cool. Make sure you level first aid, you noobs. Swear to God, if you don't level first aid, I'm going to just stop these tutorials right now. Go. I don't care what level you are, go find the first aid guy, and let him teach you some shit, okay? Don't fuck around. First aid, it's important. Did I mention first aid was important? I mentioned first aid was important. First aid is fucking important. But it's worth it in the end because going back and doing these are sometimes very boring. You're like, I don't want to level it. When you're doing it with you, you have stuff in your bags and your bank and you're ready to go, and you're just like, yeah, I'm going to pump it out. And just be like, level your first aid. Level your first aid. Level your first aid. If you don't level your first aid, I swear to God, swear to fucking God, kick you from this grade right now. God, rogues are the worst with that, because they're like, I'm just a rogue, I don't know what first aid is. Learn first aid. See this Death Knight? This Death Knight has first aid. I know he does. Why? Because he's a pro. He already has a level 55. He knows.